Greetings everyone, this is Gulab here. Today I'll be talking about Mabon, which is the fall equinox or autumn equinox. And that is coming up this next weekend on Saturday. Saturday is September 23rd of 2023. This is a very significant date. And it's actually been a date that's been talked about in various Hollywood movies. So it'll be interesting to see what plays out on this day of September 23rd, 2023. But in the Northern Hemisphere, this is a huge day of celebration of Mabon, which is the fall equinox celebration. Now, in the Southern Hemisphere, they're always opposite, so they're celebrating spring equinox. So I'm going to give some information about this festival, this time of celebration. Known as the Pagan Thanksgiving, Mabon marks the autumn equinox when day and night are equal, making it a time of balance, equality, and harmony. In ancient times, Mabon was a celebration of the second harvest. Lugnasad was the first, when farmers gathered hearty foods like gourds, pumpkins, grapes, and apples. Modern Mabon celebrations are a time to give thanks for the abundance of Mother Earth, both literally and spiritually. It's also a good time to reflect on the wheel of the year, recognizing your success and letting go of the things that did not serve you during the past 12 months. A history of Mabon. Modern pagans began celebrating Mabon as the last of the 8 Sabbats in 1970s, but its roots as a harvest festival go back to ancient times. Named after the ancient Welsh hero named Mabon ap Modron, which means son of mother, Mabon is the second of 3 harvest festivals that take place in the wheel of the year. Lugnasad is the first, and Samhain is the third. Similar to Apollo, the figure of Mabon was depicted as a handsome youth with a lyre. As a baby, Mabon was said to have been held hostage as a baby in the underworld, similar to the story of Persephone and Demeter. Indeed, the Greek goddess Demeter is much more closely associated with the autumn harvest, as it was her grief at losing her daughter that turned the earth from lush abundance to barren cold. So, there are different symbols for Mabon. So symbols are cornucopia, horn of plenty, pine cones, seeds. Colors are orange, red, yellow, brown, copper, dark yellow, and dark green. Foods are corn, beans, squash, apples, pumpkins, cider, root vegetables, pomegranate, and wine. Herbs are yarrow, rosemary, sage, mugwort, rose hips. Stones are amber, citrine, cat's eye, aventurine, sapphire, and jasper. Flowers are sunflowers, thistle, marigolds. The deities are Mabon, Green Man, Demeter, Persephone, Morgan, Pomona, and Inanna. Animals are owl, stag, blackbird, and salmon. Now, I'm going to give a little more details here about this festival. So, it's a pagan holiday, and it's one of the 8 Wiccan Sabbats celebrated during the year. Mabon celebrates the autumnal equinox in the Northern Hemisphere. This is September 23rd. However, in the Southern Hemisphere, already celebrated Mabon on March 20, when the Northern Hemisphere celebrated Ostara. It also celebrates the mid-harvest festival known as the Second Harvest. Many civilizations have celebrated a harvest festival around the equinox. In the 1700s, the Bavarians, part of the present-day Germany, began a festival that starts in the last week of September. They call this festival Oktoberfest. The festival had lots of feasting and celebrating. Oktoberfest is still celebrated in Bavaria today. Many cultures see the second harvest after the first harvest, Lammas, and Equinox as a time for giving thanks. This time of year is when farmers know how well their summer crops did, how well fed their animals have become. This determines whether you and your family would have enough food for the winter. That is why people used to give thanks around this time. Thanks for their crops and animals and food. The name Mabon comes from the Welsh god, who was the son of the Earth Mother goddess. However, there is evidence that the name was adopted in the 1970s, and the holiday was not originally a Celtic celebration. To celebrate this holiday, pagans might pick apples. Apples are a common symbol of the second harvest. They may use the apples in an apple harvest ritual that thanks the gods for the bountiful harvest. Others might perform a ritual to restore balance and harmony to their lives, as this holiday celebrates a day with equal light and day. Another common ritual is to set up an altar with symbols of the season, such as apples, grapes, and other seasonal harvests. Any Sabbat would not be complete without a feast for family and friends. Alright, now let's go to more information. I like to be very thorough and detailed about giving information on this. So, Mabon 2023. As the warm embrace of summer slowly gives way to the crisp and colorful beauty of autumn, we find ourselves at the threshold of Mabon, a significant festival at the pagan and Wiccan traditions. Mabon, also known as the autumn equinox, is a time to honor the bountiful harvest, express gratitude for the abundance of the earth, and find balance within ourselves. Alright, so let's see. I'll just add things that weren't said before. I won't repeat this. Basically, we're transitioning from summer to fall. That's a very important point. And this gives us an opportunity to deepen our connection with nature and to embrace the changing seasons. Take a walk in the woods and witness the transformation of the leaves from vibrant greens to fiery reds and golden yellows. Gather fallen leaves, acorns, and pine cones to create beautiful and meaningful decorations for your home or altar. Engaging in activities like gardening, foraging for wild mushrooms, or participating in a local harvest festival can further immerse you in the spirit of Mabon. Gratitude lies at the heart of Mabon celebrations. Take a moment to express appreciation for the gifts of the earth and the abundance in your life. Create a gratitude journal or hold a ritual where you share your blessings with others. Consider setting up a gratitude altar adorned with symbols of the season, such as apples, pomegranates, cornucopias, and colorful autumn flowers. And engaging in acts of charity or volunteering can also be a beautiful way to extend your gratitude to the community. Food plays a central role in Mabon celebrations, representing the harvest culmination. Embrace the flavors of autumn by preparing a harvest feast with seasonal produce such as apples, squash, pumpkins, root vegetables, and grains. Organize a potluck with friends and family, encouraging each person to bring a dish that symbolizes abundance and the spirit of Mabon. Sharing a meal together fosters a sense of community and reinforces the bond between us and the earth's generosity. So, let's talk about this. Let's talk about the goddess. Several goddesses are associated with Mabon, representing different aspects of the harvest, abundance, and the autumn season. Here are a few examples. Demeter. In Greek mythology, Demeter is the goddess of agriculture, fertility, and the harvest. She is often honored during Mabon for her role in ensuring the bountiful harvest and the cycle of life. Another one is Ceres. In Roman mythology, Ceres is the equivalent of Demeter. She is the goddess of agriculture, grain crops, and fertility. Ceres is often invoked during Mabon celebrations to acknowledge the importance of the harvest and the earth's abundant gifts. Then there is Persephone. Persephone, the daughter of Demeter, plays a significant role in the story of the changing seasons. Her descent into the underworld during the winter months and subsequent return to the surface in the spring symbolizes the cycle of life, death, and rebirth. She represents the transformative aspect of the autumn season. Modron. Modron is a Welsh goddess associated with the harvest and the changing seasons. She is often depicted as a mother figure, symbolizing nurturing, protection, and the sustaining power of the earth. There's also Pomona. In Roman mythology, Pomona is the goddess of fruit trees, orchards, and abundance. She is often honored during Mabon for her association with the harvest of fruits and the bounty of the autumn season. These are just a few examples of goddesses associated with Mabon. Different pagan and Wiccan traditions may have their own specific deities or interpretations that align with the themes of the festival. Now there's Mabon gods. While Mabon is primarily associated with goddesses in many pagan and Wiccan traditions, there are a few gods who are also connected to the themes of harvest, balance, and the autumn season. Here are a couple of examples. Mabon ap Madron. Mabon ap Madron, also known as the Welsh god of youth and rebirth, shares the same name as the festival itself. He is often associated with the harvest, the changing seasons, and the cyclical nature of life. Mabon ap Madron represents the youthful energy and vitality present during this time of year. Then there's Lugh, Lugh, I don't know how to pronounce it, Lugh. A prominent figure in Celtic mythology, is associated with the harvest festival of Lugnasad, which often occurs a few months before Mabon. However, Lugh's attributes of skill, craftsmanship, and abundance can also be connected to Mabon. As a multi-talented god, Lugh symbolizes the harvest of skills, talents, and achievements that can be celebrated during this time. It's important to note that the specific deities and associations may vary depending on the individual's spiritual path, tradition, and personal beliefs. Some practitioners may choose to work with different gods or choose not to associate specific deities with Mabon, focusing more on the seasonal and energetic aspects of the festival. So, this is a festival time that there's many different rituals. I'm going to skip over the rituals and talk about other things. There's colors which can be significant. The colors that are traditional for Mabon are orange. Orange represents the warm glow of autumn and the abundance of the harvest season. It signifies enthusiasm, creativity, and the changing colors of falling leaves. Red signifies the changing leaves and the fiery energy of autumn. It symbolizes passion, courage, and the vibrant life force within nature. Yellow represents the golden hues of autumn, reflecting the sunlight that dances through the falling leaves. It symbolizes joy, optimism, and the abundant harvest. Brown represents the earth and the grounding energy of Mabon. It signifies stability, security, and the fertile soil that nurtures the harvest. Deep purple represents the mystery and magic of the season. It symbolizes transformation, spirituality, and the introspective nature of autumn. These colors can be incorporated into Mabon decorations, altars, clothing, and rituals to create an atmosphere that reflects the essence of the festival. There are crystals. I won't go into detail about each one, but I can just name them. They are associated with the themes and energies of Mabon: citrine, carnelian, amber, smoky quartz, moss agate, yellow jasper, lapis lazuli. There are herbs that are associated, which is sage, rosemary, marigold, chamomile, lavender, pine, cinnamon, frankincense. There are some flowers, sunflowers. I would like to read this. Sunflowers are vibrant and majestic flowers that symbolize joy, abundance, and the energy of the sun. They are often associated with harvest celebrations and the bountiful gifts of nature. Marigolds. Marigolds, also known as calendula, are bright and cheerful flowers associated with warmth, prosperity, and protection. They are commonly used in Mabon rituals to honor the harvest and invite positive energy. Chrysanthemums, dahlias, goldenrod, asters, black-eyed Susans, helenium. These are just a few examples of the flowers associated with Mabon. There's different altar ideas: autumn leaves, seasonal fruits and vegetables, candles, harvest tools, crystals and gemstones, seasonal flowers, harvest symbols, tarot or oracle cards, symbols of balance, ancestor remembrances, and a bunch of different recipes. Woo! I can leave the link to this if you guys want to see the recipes. I'll name what they are. There's autumn vegetable soup, apple crisp, pumpkin bread, yum. There's different teas that you can make. Okay, that's about it there. So that is a celebration of Mabon. It's a beautiful, glorious time of the year. It's one of the best times of the year, when we are ending the hot summer season and entering the beautiful fall season. My favorite season of all is fall. I think both spring and fall, but especially fall. So this is a wonderful time to be celebrating in all these various different ways that connect you to nature, to the changing of the season, to the fall leaves, the changing colors, the harvesting of the different foods, and yeah, just all that beautiful stuff. So I just wanted to share that with all of you, since this is coming up in about a week. And thanks for listening, everyone. You all have a beautiful day.